light on and let's understand what factors are play for the sector right now and where this sector could be headed likely. For this, we are being joined by Sumit Gupta, AVP Research at Centrum Broking. Hi, Sumit. A very good afternoon and thank you so much for our time. First up, Sumit, let's refer to one of your recent reports, which does say that the government policies are such that they are expected to aid the long-term growth of the pharma space. The government is focusing on the R&D side. They are focusing to build and promote the bulk drug parks. So help us with your understanding that how do you see the domestic companies to benefit out of the same, and amongst this whole sector, which particular segment is expected to benefit the most?
Hi, thanks for having me. So government is focusing on promoting R&D and manufacturing in the pharmaceutical sector, and these policies will be like catering to or helping the overall sector for the medium to long term. So the policies like bulk drug pass or the PLI for the pharma scheme or PLI for manufacturing critical APIs, drug intermediates and KSMs, or for let's say PLI for medtech. So these are some of the sectors which are expected to be beneficial from government schemes. So government is providing to kind of a push towards manufacturing and do R&D. So if you see Indian pharma, we have a technical know-how. However, government wants that we should do technical know-why. It's like, let's say we are currently doing CDMO manufacturing for MNC players. Government wants that we should do R&D, we should manufacture, we should build on some basically blockbuster drugs, and then we can outsource that to some other countries. So that is a long-term plan for the government, and I think that can give a big fillip to the overall pharmaceutical sector, or as well as the overall healthcare industry.
All right, but Sumit, there's been a lot of interest in the CDMO space as well, because all these companies are now talking about the kind of opportunities that is in store with respect to GLP-1. So help us with your understanding and which could be the likely key beneficiaries. How is India poised to benefit of this particular opportunity?
Yeah, so GLP-1 has been in the limelight for quite some time now, and we see it as a good opportunity, be it like any of the peptides, semaglutide opportunities there. So there's a lot of basically, if you see, all majority of the pharma companies are focusing on that, and if you see, only from not from be it the generic players or the CDMO players like likes of Divi's, let's say. So they are focusing more on manufacturing and doing research in this. So GLP-1 is likely to be a good opportunity in general for the sector.
Right. And what are you understanding when it comes to the Biosecure Act? It's definitely not going to get passed very soon, right? Any impact on the pharma companies like Divi's, Laurus, for that matter?
So there was some like sentimental negative in the short term. However, if you see, the companies are focusing on de-risking from China. So basically, that is the major theme that is playing out. And this US Biosecure Act or the China Plus One opportunity, this particular act is kind of acting as a fillip. It's not that if it is not passed, then companies won't be de-risking their supply chain. So over the medium to long term, it will happen for sure. And companies like in the Indian CDMO companies are expected to be beneficiary of that.
All right, but Sumit, also help us with your understanding on the pricing in the US markets for the pharma giants, because with both the parties that were actually getting into the elections in the US, the key focus was to get and make the drugs more affordable in the US markets. So once this new administration is through, the new president-elect will be there, how do you see the pricing to move? Can there be some more relief, or there could be some more pressure that could persist within the pharma space?
I think the Indian pharma companies are already attractively priced in the US. So even if it is there, like some the new administration, what it does, like we need to see once it comes. However, I don't see much negative or for the Indian pharmaceutical players. On the contrary, I am positive on the Indian pharmaceutical sector focused on the US. because there are a lot of opportunities coming forward. So there's a lot of patent expiries that are going to be there till 2030. So Indian pharma is one of the likely beneficiaries.
Well, thank you, Sumit, for joining us and giving us your perspective about the pharma sector. With that, let's slip into a short break and we'll be back with more.